Okay, then in this video I'm going to show you the feature template variations where you can create variations of your template. Now, to speed things up in the video, I've already created a demo template for you. So this is a landscape template with 3 photo areas which are portrait. I've got some decoration images. Everything here is on Template Hub for you to use. The text, I've got some stroke around the text, a bit of shadow, and another image there with a car. Okay, so that's the template. So I'm going to save that template, export that template, and I'll just quickly show you the version of it. Okay, so here we go. So that is my first template ready to go. Now, if I wanted to create another version of that, or several versions of it, I can use create variations. Now, what I would advise you to do, if you're going to be doing this, save your template first. So let's call that Thomas, and that will save it as the master template. Okay, so that's done. Now click create variations. Again, you can call it Thomas if you want, just so you can be able to find things easy enough. And then you have your different options of what sort of layouts you want. So I don't want that one, I don't want that one, I do want portrait, and I'm gonna also go for photo strip. Okay, so it's going to create 2 variations of that template. So I'll do that. You briefly see them as they get created, and then it places them on screen like that. Now, obviously, looking at the screen, you're thinking, well, that's not created a template. You do need to do a little bit of work. Okay, so this template, what I'm going to do is create a 3 shots, but have it in a portrait print. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is get rid of 2 of the photo areas, and that will make sense why in a second. I'm going to make sure snap to grid switched on, and then I'm going to resize my first photo area. So this is where you'll need to play around a little bit. Okay, so get it to a size that you think's about right, then duplicate it. Highlight it first, duplicate it, drag it to place, and see if it fits. Okay, so that should fit about there. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn snap to grid. I'm going to reduce the grid size, which will allow me to move it over to give a little bit more space. Okay, but I am still aware that I need to keep it not too close to the edges because of print cuts. Okay, so I think I can't quite tell on this background, but just play around with it, and you will get your sizes to what you want. So again, I'm just going to bring that in, so I can move that over slightly and move that over slightly. So that's about right, I think. So I'm going to duplicate the area again, and this time I'm going to bring it down, and I'm looking at this top and bottom space now, so I'll probably bring that down a little bit there, and that down a little bit there. So that now is pretty much good to go. I'm going to resize my flowers. Okay, now obviously snap to grid, turn that off. Any images or text, turn snap to grid off. Now the problem I've got here is them flowers are going to be covering most of that photo area, so I'm going to move that photo area back up again. Okay, and it literally is a case of playing around with it. You may decide you don't want the flowers there, or just make them a little bit smaller. Okay, because I want them the same size, I'm going to delete that photo area, not the photo area, the image. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to highlight that one, and I'm going to duplicate it. That's just so I know they are both the same size, and then I'm going to flip it. So I'm going to put that in that corner there. Okay. We're going to put the car somewhere. Now the text is on 2 layers, so I've got Mr. and Mrs. Thomas there. So I shall resize that to about there, and I'm going to resize the date. Okay, so they make a bit smaller, make the text a bit bigger, and probably bring it up. So it's literally just playing around until you're happy with the actual design. Okay, so we go with something like that. Now, I don't like them flowers there, so I've got options here. What I might do here is vertically flip it and take that to the top up there. Okay. And again, bearing in mind, I don't really want to cover too much of the photo area, but again, just play around with it. So let's say I am now happy with that template. I can then save it if I want to. If I'm going to think I'm going to go in and edit again, save it. But if you're happy with it, just export it. Remember, if you export, it will not save. Okay, I'll just load that one up. There you go. So that's 2 templates. And the third one, I'm going to do a single shot. So I've got photo area highlighted there. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that one. And I'm going to make this a lot bigger because it's just going to be a single shot photo. And whenever I do events, I usually do a 3-shot and a single shot. I don't usually do the one that I've just shown you before that. So I'm just going to, we've got the flowers highlighted at the top there, so I'm just going to flip that vertical, and then I'm going to drag that down to the bottom. Okay, so that puts that about there. The car, now this, we're going to struggle a little bit here with the sizing of the car, etc. Because remember, you don't want it right at the very bottom, because you will, when your printer cuts, it's likely to cut some of it off. So what I could do is bring the photo area down and put the text at the top. And just resize that text a little bit. Bring that down again a little bit more space. So again, if I wanted to save it and then come back to it, I can do. You save it, will ask you to name it, or if you're happy, just export it. Save that, and then I'll quickly show you that one. So there you go. So we've got 3 different templates made in no time at all. Okay. Now we did do a strip, I think. Did do a strip? Yeah, there it is. So there's the strip one. Now with strips, if you are doing, if your initial templates are portrait, or if you're taking your pictures in portrait, just bear in mind that strips are usually landscape or square, but you can do something like this. So I'm just going to get rid of one of them photo areas, get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that one. So I'll get that to roughly the size that I want. So go roughly there, and then I'm going to duplicate it, and then bring that down here. We'll pop it, see, it's literally wherever you want it to be, and then just sort my flowers out, turn snap to grid off, so there's some flowers there, and I think I'll put these ones at the top. So I'm just doing this off the cuff. There's not thought about this, it's just something doing roughly as we're going along. Flip that way, and then let's go up there roughly. So then I'd move my photo areas down a little bit. Snap to grid switched off. Turn it on again for photo areas. Remember, you're trying to keep everything nice and tidy. And then again, we've got options with the car. This might go with something like that on this one, and then let's bring that down a touch more, and then I'll put the names at the top again on this one. So Mr. and Mrs. Thomas, and the dates. Obviously, you got a lot less space with strips in terms of size, so you could go with something like that. Okay, so if I export that template, export it, and open, and there you go. That's our 3rd template. Okay, so again, just bear in mind, whenever I've not put them flowers right up to the edge, but bear in mind whenever you're doing any design, and it's not just on Template Hub, it's on any software that you use for your creating templates, just be aware that when your printer cuts, give it a little bit of space, call it a bleed line, whatever you want to call it, just so that your printer doesn't cut part of the text off in this. So that is quite close to the top, so I would more than likely just adjust my sizing a little bit, but don't have it too close to that. It's not so bad on the flowers, because it doesn't matter if it cuts a bit of the flowers off, but obviously you don't want the text cutting off. Okay, so that is the variations, and the more time you spend on your actual design, the better they're going to look. Obviously I've just rushed through that, but I've just done your 4 templates in under 10 minutes there, and I'm guiding you and making adjustments along the way. So it is a nice, easy way to use it. Other things you can do, which I'm not going to touch on in the video really, but you've got this sort of thing now that you can do as well. So if you wanted to go a little bit more different, you could do something like this. Get rid of that one, delete that photo area, duplicate that one, move it up there. So you could have something like that. Again, you've got various options, or you may decide you're going to rotate that one the other way. Oh, other way. So you may go something like that. Again, totally up to you. You're in full control of what you're designing. I'll just export that, show you. So there we go. So that's a 5th template, and that's 11 minutes, including all the recording of the video. Have fun. Any questions, give me a shout. And remember, Template Hub, you've got 3 options on your subscription. You've got the standard, which will allow you to design these sort of templates. If you want to do the variations, then you will need the premium package. Standard is £9.99 a month. Premium is £15 a month, or the bigger saving is if you go for the £99 a month. Okay, which they're the prices there. So £9.99 is your standard, £15 is your premium, or the yearly is £99. And one very last thing I'll mention, you have got a referral code. So when you are a member and you subscribed, you will have access to that's obviously mine, but you will have access to a referral code. Get that shared, post it on the WhatsApp groups, tell people that you're using Template Hub, and tell them how easy it is. And then if somebody signs up to 12 months using your link, you will get 2 months free added to your subscription. And there's no limit on how many referrals you can get, so you could virtually have Template Hub free forever. But the good thing as well is if somebody signs up to 12 months and they've used your link, they will also get an extra 2 months added to their account. So just let them know that. But make sure they use your link. If they sign up without your link, I won't know that you've referred them. So make sure they do use your link. Okay, thanks for watching the video. Any questions, feel free to ask. Take care.